everyone was in love with the microservices, which was the simple way to fix every issue on the planet Earth. Everything was ready for that. Lambdas, Cloud Foundations, EKS, GKE, Kubernetes, and many other tools and components appear in the market to implement microservices everywhere. But the reality is not like dreams. And when everyone started to deploy microservices, began to discover all the issues. When you are in a huge number of components, interconnections are a nightmare. When you want to update a common library, could you end in a total chaos. Code is independent, and sometimes parameters to interconnect those microservices are not known. API could end in a crazy mess. So, what is the solution? Back to monolithic environments? Code everything in Ruby? I have no idea, but at least since March 2023, we had a new option from Google, Service Weaver, and allow us to write, build, and deploy distributed application, everything in the same repo. The idea is simple. You write your code in Go, as simple as a monolithic module, and a set of deployers will allow you to deploy in different microservices, in your machine, or even in GKE or whatever other cloud. Okay, I wasn't able to make work the part of the GKE, but I will show you the other part. So let's start with our example. First, we need to install wget. The installation will take a while, so let's speed up this process. Now we download the Go tar file, and now we can unpack the tar file in USR local Go. We export the new path to use the binary. At this time is when we install the library with Go install. Everything is working fine, but at the end, we will see that there is an issue with a library called SQLite 3. I tried to install SQLite 3 with Go, with and without the version, and failed in every case, and the only way to make it work, it was downloading the Git code from the service Weaver, and inside this folder, execute the Go install. Now, our Go install works fine. When we try to execute Weaver command fails. But in our case, the solution is simple. We only need to export the path where the command is. We create our hello folder and our Go module where the Go will be executed. After that, we create our main Go file where we'll include an init, a listener, and a query. Our example is going to be a web server, and this is the code that will be able to show the web page. We execute go mod tidy and go run dot, and our web server is up and running, and we can test it. We send the process to background and we execute curl and we check that everything is fine. So we saw what we need to see. It's normal. We kill the process and after that, this sample is done. So let's go to something more complex. What we're going to do now is we're going to create a file called reverse.go that is going to reverse the strings. In the Go code, as you can see, what we are doing is we are reversing the code that is going to come to the function. And the next step is in the main.go file. We need to remove the previous output and make a call to the reverse module. So now we have a main go that call reverse.go. With whatever generate and go run, our app is going to start. And here is when the magic starts to appear. And now if we move to the background and we execute curl, as before we see that the output is reversed. But this is not the important part. After we start again, because I killed by mistake, we run Weaver single status and we can see that all the components are there. We have two components, we have the listener and the app. The next step is the multiprocessor way to work. What we are going to do is those two components are going to be split in two processes. To do that, we need to create a TOML file that describes the process. After that, we need to execute go build and now Weaver multi-deploy Weaver.toml. And what will happen is the same as before, but this time we can see two different processes, one per component. If we send to the background as always and we execute curl to the URL, we'll have the same output, but when we execute Weaver multi-status, we can see that every component has a different PID, and if you remember before, it was only one PID. I hope that you enjoy, and we will work to try to make GKE component work, because at least documentation promised that actually every component goes to a different pod. I hope that you enjoy. Please like and follow our channel. See you next time.
Do you think your project infrastructure is well set and maintained? We know for sure there is always room for improvement. If you are uncertain where to begin, let's first do an audit of what you already have. We will review your setup from every angle: performance, cost, security, high availability, automation, and provide you with a detailed roadmap of which direction your infrastructure should go, generate concrete tasks for you to implement, or even take on your infra entirely, if you let us, of course.